Okay, good day everyone and welcome to today's video. In this video, we'll be looking at C# classes and namespaces. We'll be exploring what a C# class is and what a namespace in C# also is. And you'll be seeing you'll be seeing how the structure of a C# class is and how a basic C# namespace also looks like. These are the concepts we'll be covering today. What is a C#? What is a class in C#? What is a namespace in C#? Differences between C# classes and names, differences between classes and namespaces in C#, what's a using statement in C#, and how to create a class and namespace in C#. So let's dive right in. First, what is a class? A class is a blueprint for creating objects. Boom, that's it. You've just nailed the point. A class is a blueprint for creating objects. It's a structure. It's a structure you lay out on how you want to create objects. It defines the properties, methods, and events that an object can have. With these properties, methods, and events that are present in a class, they are like the signature of the class. They are how the class can be noticed. A signature is just like, let's look at this analogy. I myself, my name is Dynasty. I have a signature, and with my signature, you can be able to know me. Yes. So the same thing also works in programming. The signature of a class is its properties, its methods, and events. And with this, you can be able to identify the class. So a class is a blueprint for creating objects. It defines the properties, methods, and events that an object can have. Classes contains members like fields, properties, methods, events, and constructors. Yes. Now, the other aspect, what is a namespace? A namespace is a container for organizing code elements such as classes, interfaces, structures, enums, and delegates. This is a very lengthy definition. I will just give you a short definition like this. A namespace is used for grouping related classes or name. Yes, a namespace is used for grouping related classes or related interfaces or related structures or related enums or related delegates. That's pretty much what a namespace is. Many people for short just go with a namespace being a group of related classes. You can also extend it further and say a namespace can also be a group of related interfaces, a group of related structures. Namespace helps in avoiding naming conflicts and provides a way to logically group related code. Once again, a namespace is a container for organizing code elements such as classes, interfaces, structures, enums, and delegates. This means that the definition of a namespace being a collection of related classes, fine, it's a good definition, but it's very limited in the sense that it doesn't take, okay, you might be thinking, oh, only classes can be housed inside a namespace, and which is wrong. A namespace can be housing an interface, a namespace can be housing a structure, a namespace can be housing an enum, a namespace can be housing delegates, all in C#. Let's proceed. Differences between namespace and differences between names class and namespace in C#. The first difference I want us to look at is the definition difference. A class is a blueprint for creating an object, while a namespace is a collection of related or classes or interfaces. That's it. That's the very first differentiation. That's the very first difference we'll be giving both of them. A class is a blueprint for creating an object, while a namespace is a collection of related classes or interfaces. A class contains members like fields, properties, methods, events, constructors, etc. A namespace contains other namespaces or types like classes, interfaces, etc. You can create instances object of a class using the new keyword. You cannot create instances of a namespace. It's a way to organize and group related code types. There are the differences between a class. Never forget, a class is a blueprint for creating an object. So whenever we want to create new objects, we can use the new keyword. But for namespaces, we can't do such a thing. What is a using statement? We can't cover what the class is and what the namespace is without talking about using statements, because why? Using statements are what helps in importing those namespaces in C#. The using statement is useful for importing namespaces in C#. That's it. The definition is very simple. An example is this: using system. Yes, this import system namespace. That was a typo. Using system. Yeah, it should be using system, not using CCM. Yeah, that imports the system namespace, and then the other one, which is even correct And the first one, that's using system.collections.generic. It imports system.collection.generic namespace. Can you see how long a namespace is? That means we can have multiple namespaces inside one namespace. That looks back to our definition. A namespace contains other namespaces or types like classes, interfaces, etc. You see, a namespace can house multiple namespaces. That is why we have using collection system.collections.generic namespace. Everything will be treated as a whole. How to create a class and a namespace. I differentiated both of them. Basically, how you create a class is by the left side, and how you create a namespace is by the right side. Public, public class, dynasty class. Public is the access modifier, and an access modifier helps. And what an access modifier does is it defines the access level of a class. It defines how you are able to access a class or a field or a method. There are other access modifiers. It's not only the public access modifier, there's a private, there's the internal, there's the private protected, there's a protected and likes. You can check more about that, but this is the format of a class. A class, first, you've identified the access modifier. And one thing to actually notice that you can just go ahead and create a class like class, dynasty class, without having to even indicate the public there. What this does is that C# uses the internal namespace by default, and an internal namespace, we'll be getting into that maybe in another video whereby we treat access modifiers. If you want me to treat access modifiers, just leave a comment just leave a comment and then I will be sure to do so. Then a namespace, looking at namespace, this is pretty much what a namespace looks like, using dynasty models and then using public class, dynasty class. That is what the namespace looks like. You see, we first started it with what? Namespace space, then the name of our namespace, which is dynasty.models, and then we nested a class in it. We also kept in a field inside of it. So a namespace can house a class. You can add classes in namespaces. Yeah. So briefly, let's go over what we did again. Beginning was this. This is what we are to treat in the entire video. We first spoke about what a class is. A class is a blueprint for creating objects. We looked at what a namespace is, and then I gave you a short definition for namespace. I said namespace is a collection of related classes or interfaces or structures or enums or delegates. And then we looked at the differences between class. We said a class can be instantiated. You can create instance of a class. An instance of a class is the same thing as an object, because why? A class is a blueprint for creating objects. You cannot create instances of a namespace by using the new keyword. It would work. A namespace is basically a way to organize and group related types. What is a using statement? The using statement helps in importing namespaces. And then I gave you the overview of how you can be able to identify a class and then a namespace. Be mindful of this my naming convention. I didn't follow the best practice. The best practice is upper camel case, which is this deal would have been in upper camel case, and also this one too. So I didn't follow the best practice. Yeah, I didn't follow the best practice. I didn't follow the best practice for naming a namespace, and I didn't follow the best practice for naming a class. And then, thank you very much for staying to the end. You're a legend. We at Code Analysis Studios really appreciate it. We appreciate you even clicking on the video and you spending your time on watching this video. We hope you've learned something new from this video. Once again, this is Code Analysis Studios. My name is Dynasty and I've been your tutor for this video. And I'll see you in the next video.